Hello everyone, welcome to Section 8 is Great. Thanks for tuning in. This is like, we're going to have a little conversation about fear. I'm going to explain a scenario where I was kind of worried and nervous, especially when it came to buying my first property. And I'm going to tell you some of the steps that I took to make sure that we can get over it. Now, as we all know, buying your first property is very scary. There's no way around it. Anytime you do anything that's different than anything else that you had to put some effort in, it's going to be a little nervous, a little intimidating. But the successful people try to find a way to get past their fear, try to manage their fear. As I keep on buying more and more properties, I'm still a little nervous and fearful, but I have a couple of strategies that I use to try to make myself not scared, not as scared anymore. And I like trying to look at the big picture. Well, I'm gonna tell you back in the 90s when I first bought my first property in Long Beach, California. So I'm gonna tell you how I got there. And you got to realize that before I bought my first property, I never lived in a house until I bought a house. So I never even knew how to buy a house. I never even fathomed the idea of ever living in a house or owning anything. But I knew I had the desire, just like you guys having the desire to go ahead and own some real estate. And that's what I wanted to do. So without any help, because where I grew up at, no one owned their own home. I saw some people that owned them, but they didn't live where I lived. Everybody where I lived that were renting, parents didn't have any money. We were all just renting, paying our rent and everything else like that. And I grew up all my life in a rented home. But as I got older, I just wanted to find a way that I can learn how to buy a piece of property for myself. So without any guidance or anything else like that, I said, hey, well, let me go ahead and get this real estate license. So I took the classes to become a real estate license and everything. I never really wanted to be a real estate agent. I just wanted to hold a license. So I just never even wanted to. I just wanted to say, okay, if they teach me about real estate, then I'll learn how to buy a house, or I'll learn how to buy some property, because I really wanted to buy some property. So I took the night classes at the community college, and eventually I got my license and I passed the salesperson exam, and I went and worked for this agent. As I work for the agent, I'm not really trying to sell properties for anyone else. I had a job. I was really just trying to learn how to buy my own property, but I found out they had something called the multiple listing service, which is almost the same thing as looking at realtor.com or something right now that you can find properties. So I found a property, and I was looking at low price properties. So in California, this is low price properties. I found one that was $50,000. It was a condo. I still remember the address. It was 140 Linden Avenue in Long Beach, California. It was my first piece of property. It was a 1-bedroom condo. It was 500 square feet. It was an old converted building that used to be a hotel. It's like a high rise. It wasn't really high rise. It's about 13 floors or something like that. And it used to be a hotel. It used to be an old Hilton. They transformed everything into a condo. So I didn't have the money to even buy, or I didn't know what to do. So I called the agent who was representing. I said, well, let me look at it, since I was an agent. So he let me look at the property, and I said I want to buy it for myself. I didn't even know how to get finance. Or anything else like that. And he said, it was a good deal. The agent said, well, the owner will finance this. And I said, well, what's that mean? He said, well, he will go ahead and put up the money for it. I mean, you have to pay him directly instead of getting a loan through the bank. I said, that sounds cool. He said, well, you need 5% down or something like that. I think it was like $25,000 or $3,000 I had to put down or something like that. Anyway, just talking about the property. When I tried to show my family and friends the property, nobody liked the property. They was like, this is ugly property. Only thing I wanted to do was own something. But one thing that I'm gonna tell you the thing about luck, what happened, I was able to get in a property where they were slowly developing and I didn't even know it. So this property was about 1 block away from the beach, away from Ocean Boulevard. So it's 140. So it's 1.5 blocks away from the ocean. So I can see the ocean and everything else like that from my property. And what happened is the city of Long Beach started building up the property and started investing in the property. All of a sudden, after I started owning the property, which was an ugly, it wasn't the best looking property. People wanted newer stuff. You know how when people want all the bells and whistles, want the stainless and everything else, this didn't have that. But I was able to satisfy my need or reach a goal of owning the property. And eventually the city started improving the property. Now it's a PF Chang down the street. Now it's all kind of places. There's a roller coaster. There's all kind of tourism coming down there. And eventually that property went up from $50,000 to being worth about $300,000, $350,000 before I sold it. Now, the seller financed that property off of for 10 years. So I only had to pay $300 a month or something like that. But at the end of the 10-year period, I had to become like a balloon payment to pay it off. But what I'm trying to tell you about these properties is that if you don't get into it, if you don't find a way to get over your fear, nothing's going to happen. I know that all of you guys are waiting for the right time and everything else like this. But if the numbers work, and if you read the book and if everything works out right and looks good for you, then you're going to be successful at it. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are going to be successful at it. We have to go ahead and start investing in real estate. We have to start investing for our legacy. We have to start investing for wealth, for cash flow. We have to put our fears beside us and get a piece of property, how small it is, if the value is worth it. Remember, they're not making any more real estate. So if the value is there and you can get it below price, like I try to teach in my book, what we try to do is try to make sure that you get it below price. And so you already have your profit when you get the property, no matter what anybody else says. I had about 2 or 3 ugly houses that I had, and they made more money for me when the property was right. At my next house after that, I made a couple of $100,000 on it. It's just because I was in the right place and I bought it at the right time. So you have to buy low, and you can't be scared, and you can't be worried about what anybody else says. If all else fails, you have to live in the property. But I want to tell you that we have to get past our fear. Our fear is holding us back from ever reaching what we need. This whole channel is for financial independence. I don't care how you get it, but I want you to be financially independent. I want you to be independently wealthy. I want you to have a legacy for your family. I want you to enjoy your life. I want to make sure if you get laid off from your job that you don't have to worry about anything. I did it. You can do this. It doesn't take any kind of rocket science. All it takes for you is to take the first step. What happened was when I started taking those real estate classes, I started learning more and more and more and more. And it's like anything else. Once you start thinking about it and start putting your mind to it, you start developing skills, and a pathway will open up for you to get what you need. Think about the path. Now, I was fortunate, or was I fortunate? I bought a low price property that was in a path of growth, and then my property went up in value. If you buy these Section 8 homes or rental property, if you buy in the right price and the right place, then the property is going to go up. Let me show you how to get there. No matter what, we're going to buy it low, so we already are winning with the equity. Okay, we already are winning, and that's what we go over in my book. I want all you guys to overcome your fear. Contact me. First of all, look at the links below. I want you to go ahead. The first link is going to be for my book. You get it directly from me, or no, the PayPal link. If anybody else ever wants to contribute, think that I've helped you in any type of way, feel free to hit the PayPal link and just send me something to show me that you're happy or that I helped you in some type of way, especially if you already got the book. The second link is going to be having this book right here, and it's going to come directly from my website, which is a little cheaper than Amazon. The next link is going to have the Amazon sites where you get the Kindle or you get a paperback sent to you. And then we're going to have the next link is going to be Talk to John, where you can talk to me directly, help you. Let me be your personal coach to get you past that fear, to help you with any questions that you need. You have to invest in yourself now. We have to move forward. We have to get past this fear. I was so scared of my first property. Everybody's going to say, ugh, this is ugly. But when I cashed that check, or when I got that check from me when I got that check from all the profit I made, I said, wow, look what I did. And I didn't really do anything but wait in time until it to develop. This is how easy it is for you, and it can be easy for you. So go ahead and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, like it. Make sure that we get past this fear. You have to get past the fear to get one property, because it's like Monopoly. 1 property, 2 properties, 3 properties, 4. Once you get the first one, I guarantee that it's going to be addictive. Once you get that first check, you're going to have to go through some hard work, because nobody said making money was easy. But as you start getting more and more into it, your financial brain starts to be able to adapt to the changes in life, just like any other upward move. That takes a second to get adapted, then you go up and go up and go up. But it's not hard for you to get financially successful once you get past the fear. So let's go ahead and get these properties. I love you guys. I want to see all of you wealthy. I want to see all of you independent. I want to see you financially independent. And I want you to see that you can go ahead and do the things that you want now. I want you to be able to do that. So that's just one of my stories of how I overcame the fear and go ahead and started and got hooked on real estate and started buying properties. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.